Prologue. Every wolf shifter grows up hearing the same stories. Stories of fated mates, of bonds so strong they transcend reason, of love that conquers all. We're told that when you meet your mate, you'll know instantly that the universe itself will align to bring two souls together. What they don't tell you is what happens when your mate looks you in the eye and tells you you're not enough. My name is Maya Cortez, and I'm what the pack calls an Omega. Not because I'm weak, though many believe that, but because I was born without the ability to shift. In a world where your wolf defines your worth, I've spent 22 years being invisible. Until the day Alpha Dominic Kane felt our bond snap into place, and then just as quickly shattered it. This is the story of what came after. Of curses and consequences, of power found in unexpected places, and of a love that refused to die even when it should have. Some stories have happy endings. Mine, well, you'll have to decide that for yourself. Chapter 1. The pack house is decorated with silver streamers and white roses. Alpha Dominic's favorite. Everyone's gathered for the autumn moon celebration, an annual tradition where the pack honors another year of prosperity under his leadership. I'm not here to celebrate. I'm here because I work in the kitchens, and someone needs to refill the champagne flutes and clear the empty plates. It's what Omegas do. We serve. Maya, table 7 needs more canapes, Sandra barks from behind me. She's the head cook, a stocky woman with kind eyes but no patience for daydreaming. On it, I reply, grabbing a fresh tray. As I weave through the crowd, I catch glimpses of pack members in their finest clothes. The women wear gowns that shimmer under the chandelier light, and the men are dressed in sharp suits that emphasize their warrior builds. I'm in my standard uniform, black pants, white shirt, hair tied back in a practical bun. I'm invisible here. I prefer it that way. Careful. Someone snaps as I barely avoid colliding with Marcus, the pack's beta. He doesn't apologize, just shoots me an irritated look before returning to his conversation. I set the tray down on table 7 and turn to leave when I feel it. A pull. It starts in my chest, a warmth that spreads outward like honey in my veins. My breath catches. Around me, the noise of the celebration fades to a dull hum. There's only one thing that causes this sensation, and every shifter knows what it means. A mate bond. My eyes scan the room frantically, searching for the source. And then I see him. Alpha Dominic Kane stands across the hall, frozen mid-conversation. His dark eyes are locked on mine, and even from this distance, I can see the shock written across his face. He's devastatingly handsome. Tall, broad-shouldered, with jet black hair and a jawline that could cut glass. He's wearing a midnight blue suit that makes him look like he stepped out of a magazine. And he's staring at me like I've just ruined his life. The bond pulls tighter, urging me toward him. My feet move of their own accord, carrying me through the crowd. People step aside instinctively, sensing something momentous is happening even if they don't understand what. I stop a few feet away from him. Up close, he's even more intimidating. His scent hits me, pine and rain and something uniquely him. And it makes my wolf whimper. Except I don't have a wolf. Alpha, I whisper, unsure what else to say. His jaw clenches. For a long moment, he says nothing, and I can see the internal war playing out behind his eyes. Around us, the party has gone completely silent. Everyone is watching. No, he finally says, his voice low and cold. The single word hits me like a physical blow. What? I breathe. I, Dominic Kane, Alpha of the Silver Moon Pack, reject you as my mate. The bond shatters. It's like being torn apart from the inside. Pain explodes through my chest, radiating outward until every nerve ending is screaming. I gasp, doubling over, and distantly I hear someone cry out. Maybe it's me. Do you accept? His voice is formal now, distant. I force myself to straighten, to meet his eyes even though mine are blurring with tears I refuse to let fall. Around us, pack members whisper and stare. Some look sympathetic. Most look relieved. Of course he rejected me. What Alpha would want an Omega as a mate? I accept, I manage to say, and the words feel like poison on my tongue. Dominic nods once, then turns and walks away, disappearing through the crowd. The bond dissolves completely, leaving behind only emptiness. I stand there for a moment frozen, before my survival instincts kick in. I need to leave. Now, I push through the crowd, ignoring the stares and whispers, and make it outside before the tears finally come. Chapter 2. I don't go home. Instead, I find myself walking toward the forest that borders pack territory, needing the quiet and solitude only nature can provide. The autumn air is crisp, carrying the scent of pine needles and damp earth. I walk until I can no longer hear the sounds of the celebration, until all that remains is the whisper of wind through trees and the crunch of leaves beneath my feet. Why did I think tonight would be different? I've spent my whole life being told I'm not enough. Not strong enough, not useful enough, not wolf enough. And yet, for one brief, shining moment when that bond snapped into place, I'd let myself hope. Stupid. I sink down at the base of an old oak tree, drawing my knees to my chest. The rejection pain has dulled to a persistent ache in my chest, like a bruise that won't heal. You shouldn't be out here alone. I jerk my head up to find Marcus standing a few feet away, his arms crossed over his chest. In the moonlight, his features look sharper, more predatory. He's always been handsome in a conventional way. Blonde hair, blue eyes, the kind of build that comes from hours in the training yard. But there's something calculating about him that's always made me uneasy. I needed air, I say, wiping at my eyes. The alpha did what was necessary, Marcus says, stepping closer. You understand that, don't you? The pack needs a strong Luna. Someone who can provide heirs, defend our territory, lead alongside him. You're not enough, I finish bitterly. I'm aware. He has the grace to look uncomfortable. It's nothing personal, Maya. It's just the way things are. I want to scream at him that it is personal, that being rejected by your fated mate is about as personal as it gets, but I'm too tired to fight. I should get back, I say, starting to stand. Marcus offers his hand, and I take it out of habit. But as I rise, something strange happens. The forest around us grows unnaturally quiet. No birds, no insects, nothing. The temperature drops suddenly, and my breath mists in the air. Do you feel that? Marcus asks, his body tensing. Before I can respond, a figure emerges from between the trees. It's an old woman, bent with age, her silver hair hanging in tangled strands around her weathered face. But her eyes are sharp and knowing and entirely too aware. Well, well, she says, her voice like dry leaves rustling. What do we have here? A rejected mate and her alpha's loyal dog. Marcus growls, stepping protectively in front of me. Who are you? This is pack territory. The woman laughs, and the sound sends chills down my spine. Oh, I know exactly where I am, boy. I was walking these woods before your great-grandmother was born. A witch, I breathe, and the woman's gaze snaps to me. Smart girl. Yes, I'm a witch. And I've come with a gift. She reaches into her tattered cloak and pulls out a small glass vial filled with swirling silver liquid. For you, Maya Cortez. How do you know my name? I know many things. I know you were rejected tonight. I know you've spent your life being told you're weak. And I know that you have more power in you than anyone suspects. You just need the right catalyst to unlock it. She holds out the vial, and despite Marcus's warning growl, I find myself reaching for it. What is it? I ask. A choice, the witch says. Drink it and you'll finally shift. You'll have the wolf you've always dreamed of, the power to prove everyone wrong. All it costs is one small thing. What thing? The witch's smile is all teeth. Your memories of him, of your mate. Every moment you've ever cherished, every glance, every word gone. You'll remember the rejection, but not why it hurts. Not who he was to you. I stare at the vial, my heart pounding. A wolf of my own. The ability to shift, to run, to finally be like everyone else. All I have to do is forget. Don't do it, Marcus warns. This is dark magic, Maya. There's always a price. She already told me the price, I say quietly. The witch nods. Indeed. So what will it be, girl? Will you choose power? Or will you cling to the memory of a man who threw you away? My hand closes around the vial. Chapter 3. I don't drink the potion. Not because Marcus warned me against it, and not because I'm afraid of dark magic. I don't drink it because as I stand there holding the vial, staring at the swirling silver liquid, I realize something that makes my chest ache even more than the rejection. I don't want to forget Dominic. Even now, even after he rejected me in front of the entire pack, I don't want to lose the memory of the way my heart skipped when our eyes met. I don't want to forget the warmth of the bond, even though it lasted only seconds. I don't want to erase the years I spent watching him from afar, admiring his strength and leadership, the way he always made sure the weakest members of the pack were cared for. I can't, I whisper, holding the vial back out to the witch. Her eyes narrow. You're refusing my gift? I'm refusing to become someone else just to fit in. If I'm going to have a wolf, I want it to be mine, not something bought with pieces of my soul. The witch studies me for a long moment, and I can't read the expression on her weathered face. Then slowly she begins to laugh. It's not the cruel sound from before, but something warmer, almost approving. Interesting, she says. Very interesting indeed. Tell me, girl, do you know why you were born without a wolf? I shake my head. The healers say it's just how I am. A genetic anomaly. Healers. The witch spits the word like a curse. They know nothing. You don't have a wolf because you were never meant to have an ordinary one. There's old magic in your bloodline, Maya Cortez. Ancient magic that skipped generations, waiting for the right vessel. What are you talking about? Your great-great-grandmother was a wolf-witch hybrid, a rarity even in her time. Most of her descendants were born normal, either full wolf or full witch. But every few generations, one is born with the potential for both. You are that one. My heart pounds. That's impossible. If I had magic, someone would have noticed. Not if it was dormant, waiting for the right trigger to awaken it. The witch steps closer, her eyes glinting in the moonlight. The rejection, that was your trigger. Your mate's rejection caused such pain, such anguish, that it cracked open the wall holding your magic back. In a few days, perhaps a week, it will begin manifesting. And when it does, you'll be more powerful than any wolf in this pack. I want to call her crazy, to laugh it off as the ravings of a mad old woman. But there's something in her voice, something in the way the air itself seems to crackle around her, that makes me believe every word. Why are you telling me this? I ask, because power without knowledge is dangerous. You'll need a teacher, girl. Someone who can help you control what's coming. She pulls a small card from her cloak and presses it into my hand. When you're ready, come find me. The address is there. Before I can respond, she turns and walks back into the forest. Within seconds, she's vanished completely, as if she was never there at all. Marcus stares after her, then looks at me. I think so. I look down at the card in my hand. There's an address written in spidery handwriting. Moonstone Cottage, Whispering Woods. You're not actually going to go there, are you? Marcus asks. I don't know, I say honestly. Right now, I just want to go home and sleep for about 100 years. Marcus nods, but his expression is troubled. Maya, if what she said is true, if you really have magic, you need to be careful. The Alpha has strong opinions about witches. After what happened to his sister. What happened to his sister? Marcus's jaw tightens. That's not my story to tell. Just be careful, okay? And maybe don't mention tonight to anyone. I agree, though I'm not sure why. As we walk back toward packed territory, my mind races with questions. Magic. In me. It seems impossible, and yet, the rejection pain in my chest has faded to almost nothing now. That's not normal. From what I've heard, rejection pain can last for days, even weeks. And there's something else, a tingling sensation under my skin, like electricity looking for a way out. Maybe the witch was telling the truth after all. We reach the edge of packed territory, and Marcus stops. I should get back to the celebration. Are you going to be all right? I'll be fine, I lie. He hesitates, then reaches out and squeezes my shoulder. For what it's worth, I think the Alpha made a mistake tonight. You're stronger than anyone gives you credit for. The words surprise me, but before I can respond, Marcus shifts into his wolf form, a massive gray creature with intelligent blue eyes, and Lopez back toward the pack house. I stand there alone, looking down at the card in my hand. Tomorrow, I'll have to face the pack again. I'll have to endure the pitying looks and whispered gossips. I'll have to see Dominic and pretend my heart isn't broken. But tonight I allow myself to feel everything, the pain, the anger, the grief. And underneath it all, a tiny spark of something new. Hope. Chapter 4. The next morning, I wake to my phone buzzing incessantly. Groaning, I roll over and grab it from my nightstand. 17 missed calls. 23 text messages. They're all from pack members, and as I scroll through them, my stomach drops. Did you hear? The Alpha is sick. Something's wrong with Dominic. He collapsed during breakfast. Emergency pack meeting in 1 hour. I'm out of bed and dressed in minutes, my heart pounding. Whatever happened between us, Dominic is still my Alpha. Still the leader who's kept this pack safe for the last 8 years. If something's wrong with him, the pack house is chaos when I arrive. Wolves crowd the main hall, their anxiety a palpable thing in the air. I spot my best friend Lena, near the front, and push my way toward her. What happened? I ask. Lena's dark eyes are wide with worry. She's a beta-class wolf, strong and capable, and seeing her rattled sends my own anxiety spiking. No one knows for sure. He was having breakfast with the council when he just collapsed. They took him to the medical wing, but Dr. Chin can't figure out what's wrong with him. Is he conscious? In and out. Maya. She grabs my arm, lowering her voice. His wolf is trying to take over. They've had to chain him down because he keeps shifting involuntarily. It's like he's fighting himself. A chill runs through me. Uncontrolled shifting is dangerous. It means the wolf and human sides are out of balance, at war with each other. If it continues, the wolf could take over completely, leaving Dominic trapped in his own mind. Make way. Marcus's voice cuts through the crowd. Dr. Chin needs to speak to everyone. The pack parts to let through a small, elderly woman with silver-streaked black hair. Dr. Mei Chen has been the pack's healer for over 40 years, and if she looks worried, then the situation is dire. Thank you all for coming, she begins, her voice steady despite the circumstances. I won't sugarcoat this. Alpha Dominic is very ill. His symptoms are consistent with rejection sickness. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. But that's impossible, someone calls out. He's the one who did the rejecting. Only the rejected party gets sick. Dr. Chen's expression is grim. Normally, yes. But there are rare cases where the one who initiates the rejection can also suffer, particularly when the bond was exceptionally strong. The guilt, the emotional conflict, it can manifest physically. All eyes turn toward me. I feel my face flush as dozens of pack members stare, some accusatory, some sympathetic. This is your fault, a voice snarls. It's Cassidy, a warrior-class wolf who's always made her interest in Dominic very clear. If you just stayed away from him. That's enough, Marcus snaps, stepping forward. Maya didn't ask for this any more than the Alpha did. Fated bonds aren't something we can control. Then she needs to fix it, Cassidy insists, and several others nod in agreement. She accepted the rejection. She needs to. I don't know, unaccept it or something. That's not how it works, Dr. Chin says firmly. Once a bond is rejected and accepted, it cannot be undone. The damage is permanent. So what do we do? Lena asks. There has to be something. Dr. Chin is quiet for a long moment. There might be. I've sent word to a specialist in supernatural ailments. She should arrive by tomorrow. Until then, all we can do is keep the Alpha comfortable and pray his wolf doesn't win the fight for dominance. The meeting disperses slowly, pack members breaking off into worried clusters. I start to leave, but Marcus catches my arm. The Alpha wants to see you, he says quietly. My heart stops. What? He's been asking for you. He's lucid right now, but we don't know for how long. Marcus's expression is unreadable. It's your choice, but I think you should go. Every instinct tells me to refuse. Seeing Dominic will only make the pain worse, will only remind me of what I can never have. But if he's really dying, take me to him, I say. The medical wing is in a separate building behind the main pack house, designed to handle everything from minor injuries to major emergencies. Marcus leads me down a hallway that smells of antiseptic and something else, something wild and unstable that makes my skin prickle. He's in the isolation room at the end, Marcus says. I'll wait out here. The isolation room has reinforced walls and a heavy metal door with a small window. Through it, I can see Dominic lying on a hospital bed, his wrists and ankles bound with silver-laced chains. Silver burns shifters, keeps us from shifting, but it also causes immense pain. That they're using it on him means his wolf must be completely out of control. I take a deep breath and push open the door. Dominic's eyes snap to mine the moment I enter. In the harsh fluorescent light, I can see how much the sickness has already ravaged him. His skin is pale and clammy, dark circles shadowing his eyes. But it's his eyes themselves that truly frighten me. They keep flickering between his normal dark brown and the bright gold of his wolf. Maya, he rasps, his voice rough. You came. Marcus said you asked for me. I stay near the door, keeping distance between us. What do you want? A bitter laugh escapes him. What do I want? I want to not be dying because I was too much of a coward to accept what fate gave me. The words hit me like a slap. You're not dying. Dr. Chun will figure something out. Don't. His chains rattle as he tries to sit up. Don't lie to me. I can feel it, Maya. My wolf, it's trying to kill me from the inside out. It's punishment for rejecting you. For rejecting what we were meant to be. Then why did you? The question bursts out before I can stop it. Why reject me if you knew this could happen? Dominic closes his eyes, and for a moment he looks so lost, so broken, that my heart aches despite everything. Because 8 years ago I had a sister. Her name was Elena. She was 18, beautiful, full of life. And she fell in love with a witch. I go very still. I didn't approve, he continues. I told her that witches were dangerous, that mixing with their kind would bring nothing but pain. But she didn't listen. They got married in secret, and for a while she was happy. Until the day his magic went out of control and killed her. Dominic. It was an accident. He was trying to protect her from a rogue attack, cast a shield spell, but something went wrong. The magic backlashed and she burned from the inside out. His voice cracks. I held her while she died, watched the light leave her eyes. And I swore I would never let another wolf in my pack get close to a witch again. Understanding crashes over me like a wave. You thought I was a witch. The moment our bond snapped into place, I felt it. This energy coming from you. Different from anything I'd ever felt from a wolf. It terrified me. I thought if I accepted the bond, if I let myself love you, I'd lose you the same way I lost Elena. He meets my eyes, and they're filled with anguish. So I rejected you. And now I'm losing myself instead. The room is silent except for Dominic's labored breathing. My mind reels, trying to process everything he's just told me. I'm not a witch, I say finally. Or at least, I wasn't until yesterday. His eyes widen. What? So I tell him. About the witch in the forest, about what she said regarding my bloodline, about the magic supposedly waiting to awaken inside me. As I speak, his expression shifts from shock to horror to something I can't quite name. Then I've destroyed us both for nothing, he whispers when I finish. You'll become the very thing I feared, and I'll die knowing I caused it. You're not going to die. I move closer to the bed, surprising myself. And I'm not going to become some kind of monster. Magic doesn't make someone evil, Dominic. Your sister's mate didn't kill her on purpose. It was an accident, a tragedy, but not malice. How can you defend him? Defend any of them after what they? Because hate won't bring her back. My voice echoes in the small room. And it won't save you now. You rejected me to protect yourself from a pain that might never come. But pain found you anyway. That's what happens when you let fear make your choices. Dominic stares at me, and slowly his wolf's gold fades from his eyes, leaving only brown. When did you become so wise? Around the time my mate broke my heart, I say with a sad smile. He flinches. I'm sorry. God, Maya, I'm so sorry. If I could take it back. But you can't. Dr. Chen said so. The bond is broken, and there's nothing either of us can do about it. Then I'll die, he says simply. And maybe that's what I deserve. Stop it. I'm surprised by the fierceness in my own voice. You're a good alpha, Dominic. This pack needs you. They need you to fight, to live, to lead them. So you're going to do whatever the specialist says, and you're going to get better. And what about you? He asks softly. What are you going to do? I think about the card in my pocket, about the witch's offer to teach me, about the tingling under my skin that's been growing stronger since I woke up this morning. I'm going to become something this pack has never seen before, I say. And maybe, if I'm very lucky, I'll figure out how to save your life in the process. Before he can respond, his body goes rigid. His eyes roll back, and the chains rattle violently as he begins to convulse. Marcus! I scream, running for the door. Something's wrong. The beta bursts in with Dr. Chun right behind him. She takes one look at Dominic and curses. His wolf is trying to break free. We need to sedate him now. As they work to save him, I stand frozen in the doorway, watching the man who rejected me fight for his life. And I make a decision. Tomorrow, I'm going to find the witch. I'm going to learn everything I can about my magic. And then I'm going to do the impossible. I'm going to save my mate, whether he wants me to or not. Chapter 5. The address on the card leads me deep into the Whispering Woods, a section of forest that most pack members avoid. The trees here are ancient, their gnarled branches creating a canopy so thick that even at midday, the forest floor remains in perpetual twilight. I've been walking for over an hour when I finally see it. A small cottage that looks like it grew from the forest itself. Vines crawl up its stone walls, and smoke curls from a crooked chimney. Herbs hang drying from the eaves, and I can smell sage and something sharper, more medicinal. Before I can knock, the door took you long enough, the witch says, stepping aside to let me enter. I expected you yesterday. I had things to think about, I reply, stepping into the cottage. The interior is surprisingly cozy. Shelves lined with jars and books, a crackling fireplace, mismatched furniture that somehow works together. I don't even know your name. Esme Blackwood. And yes, before you ask, I'm from the Blackwood line. The one your precious Alpha blames for his sister's death. I stop dead. You're the aunt of the man who accidentally killed Elena Kane. Yes. Esme moves to a cluttered workbench and begins sorting through vials. My nephew Thomas, he couldn't live with what he'd done. Took his own life 3 months after Elena died. So you'll forgive me if I don't have much sympathy for Dominic Kane's current predicament. The bitterness in her voice is sharp as broken glass. Then why help me at all? Because you're not him. And because power like yours shouldn't go untrained. It's dangerous for everyone. She turns to face me fully. Now show me. Show you what? Your magic, girl. Don't tell me you haven't noticed the changes. She's right. The tingling under my skin has grown constant. And this morning I woke to find frost covering my bedroom window, despite it being early autumn and the heat being on. When I got angry at breakfast, the light bulb above me exploded. I don't know how to control it, I admit. Of course you don't. That's why you're here. Esme pulls out a clear crystal the size of my fist and sets it on the table between us. Magic responds to emotion, especially in the beginning. Place your hand on the crystal and think of something that makes you feel strongly. I hesitate, then place my palm on the smooth surface. Immediately, an image fills my mind. Dominic's face as he rejected me. The pain, the humiliation, the heartbreak. The crystal begins to glow, soft at first, then brighter and brighter until the entire cottage is bathed in white light. Esme watches with narrowed eyes. Interesting, she murmurs. Most beginners can barely make it flicker. You're flooding it with power. Is that bad? It's dangerous. Uncontrolled power can lash out, hurt people you don't mean to hurt. We need to teach you containment before we teach you anything else. She pulls the crystal away, and the light fades. This will take weeks, possibly months. You'll come here every day for training, and you'll tell no one, especially not your alpha, what you're learning. Why not? Esme's laugh is harsh. Because Dominic Kane has made his feelings about witches abundantly clear. If he knew you were developing magic, he'd see you as a threat. And threatened alphas do dangerous things. I want to argue that Dominic wouldn't hurt me, but after the rejection, I'm not sure what he's capable of. Fine, but I need you to help me with something in return. I don't make bargains. Not a bargain. A request. I meet her eyes steadily. Dominic is dying from rejection sickness. Dr. Chun is bringing in a specialist, but what if that doesn't work? Is there any magical way to save him? Esme is silent for a long moment. Why would you want to save the man who rejected you? Because despite everything, he's still my mate. And because the pack needs him. I swallow hard. And because underneath the fear and the pain and the mistakes, I think he's a good man who made a terrible choice. He doesn't deserve to die for it. Love and mercy, Esme says softly. 2 things my nephew never received from your alpha. Perhaps that's why fate brought you to me. She turns back to her workbench. There might be a way. But it would require something from you, something precious. My heart sinks. What? Blood magic. A bond broken through rejection can sometimes be repaired through sacrifice. If you were willing to give up something of immense personal value, not money or possessions, but something of yourself, it might generate enough magic to heal him. What kind of something? Esme's expression is grave. That I can't tell you. The magic decides what's equivalent to a life. It could take your memories of him, like the potion would have. It could take your ability to feel love. It could take years from your own life. Or it might take your magic, the very power we're about to train you to use. The room feels colder suddenly. So I could sacrifice everything I'm about to become, and there's no guarantee it would even work. Magic always has a price. The question is whether you're willing to pay it. Over the next 2 weeks, I split my time between the pack and the cottage. At the pack house, I watched Dominic's condition deteriorate. The specialist Dr. Chun brought in, a stern woman named Dr. Reeves who specializes in supernatural ailments, has tried everything. Potions, rituals, even calling in a shaman from a distant pack. Nothing works. Dominic's wolf is winning. He spends more time shifted than human now, and when he is human, he's barely coherent. Marcus has taken over most alpha duties, but the pack can feel their leader slipping away. Fights break out over minor disputes. Territory patrols come back with reports of rogues testing our borders, sensing weakness. Meanwhile, at the cottage, Esme pushes me harder than I've ever been pushed. We start with containment, learning to hold my magic inside instead of letting it leak out constantly. It's like trying to hold water in cupped hands. It wants to escape, to flow, to be free. Again, Esme snaps as another crystal shatters under my touch. You're thinking too much. Magic doesn't respond to logic. It responds to will. Tell it what to do, don't ask. By the end of the first week, I can hold the crystal without it exploding. By the end of the second, I can make it glow on command, control the intensity, even change its color based on my emotions. You're a natural, Esme admits grudgingly. Your wolf witch heritage makes the magic instinctive rather than learned. Most witches take months to reach your level. Is it enough? I ask. Enough to save Dominic? Not yet. You'll need to learn blood magic, and that's different. Darker. More dangerous. She studies me carefully. Are you sure you want to continue? Once you cross certain lines, there's no going back. I think of Dominic chained in the medical wing. Think of his wolf's eyes staring out from his human face. Think of the pack falling apart without him. Teach me, I say. The ritual Esme teaches me is ancient and complex. It requires moonlight, specific herbs, and a circle drawn in salt and silver. But most importantly, it requires absolute certainty. If you hesitate, even for a second, the magic will sense it and the ritual will fail, Esme warns. You must be completely sure this is what you want. And you must accept, right now, that the price might be more than you're willing to. I accept, I say without hesitation. We wait for the full moon, 3 days away. In that time, Dominic's condition reaches critical. Dr. Reeves pulls me aside after another failed treatment. I'm sorry, she says, and the defeat in her voice terrifies me. I've done everything I know. If his condition doesn't improve in the next 48 hours, his wolf will take over completely. He'll be lost to us. That night, I sit with him in the isolation room. He's in wolf form now, a massive black creature with gold eyes that watch me with something between recognition and hunger. The chains barely hold him. I know you can still hear me in there, I say softly. And I need you to know, I'm going to try to save you. I don't know if it'll work, and I don't know what it'll cost me. But I have to try. The wolf's ears flick forward, and for just a moment, I see Dominic in those eyes. He shakes his head slightly, as if telling me not to do it. Too late, I whisper. I already decided. The night of the full moon, I slip away from the pack house and make my way to the cottage. Esme has everything prepared. The circle is drawn in the clearing behind her home. Candles mark the cardinal points, and in the center sits a silver bowl filled with a dark liquid that smells of copper and herbs. Last chance to back out, Esme says. I'm not backing out. Then let's begin. She guides me into the circle, and I kneel before the bowl. Esme begins to chant in a language I don't recognize, her voice rising and falling in hypnotic patterns. The moonlight seems to intensify, focusing on the circle like a spotlight. Now, Esme says, speak your intention. Name what you're willing to give, and name what you hope to receive. I take a deep breath. I offer a piece of myself, whatever is equal to the life I'm trying to save. In return, I ask for Dominic Kane's healing. I ask for his wolf and human to find balance again. I ask for him to live. Cut your palm and let 3 drops fall into the bowl, Esme instructs. I do as she says, wincing as the silver blade bites into my skin. 3 drops of blood hit the liquid in the bowl, and the mixture begins to glow. The glow spreads, climbing up my arm like living light. It doesn't hurt, exactly, but it feels like something is being pulled from deep inside me. Memories flash through my mind. My parents, Lena, the forest, and Dominic. Always Dominic. The light grows blinding, and I hear Esme gasp. The magic has decided, she says, her voice filled with awe. Maya, it's taking your. But I never hear what the magic is taking. The world goes white, and then everything goes dark. I wake to sunlight streaming through a window and Lena's worried face hovering over me. Thank God, she breathes. You've been out for 2 days. Maya, what happened? We found you collapsed in the forest. Dominic, I croak, my throat dry. Is he? See for yourself. She helps me sit up, and through the window, I can see into the medical wing courtyard. Dominic is there, human and whole, going through stretches with Dr. Reeves. He looks weak but alive, unmistakably himself again. Relief crashes over me so powerfully that tears spring to my eyes. It worked. What worked? Maya, what did you do? Before I can answer, I notice something strange. Lena's voice sounds muffled, like she's speaking through water, and there's a ringing in my ears that won't stop. Lena, I say slowly. Why can't I hear you properly? Her eyes widen in horror. She says something, but I can't make out the words. The ringing grows louder, and with dawning horror, I realize what the magic has taken. My hearing is fading. Within minutes, the world goes completely silent. The price for saving my mate's life is my ability to hear. And as I watch Dominic through the window, alive and healthy and having no idea what I sacrificed for him, I realize I'd make the same choice again. Even if it means I'll never hear his voice again. Chapter 6. The silence is absolute and terrifying. I can see Lena's mouth moving, can see the panic in her eyes as she realizes what's happened, but there's no sound. Not her voice, not the rustle of sheets, not even my own breathing. The world has become a silent film, and I'm trapped inside it. Lena grabs a notepad from the bedside table and scribbles frantically. Can you read this? I nod, and she writes more. Stay here. Getting Dr. Chun. She rushes out, and I'm left alone with my new reality. I swing my legs over the side of the bed, testing my balance. Everything else seems to work fine. I can walk, move, feel. It's just sound that's gone. I move to the window and watch Dominic in the courtyard. He's laughing at something Dr. Reeves said, and the sight of him healthy and whole makes the sacrifice worth it, even if he never knows what I gave up for him. Dr. Chin arrives with Lena, Marcus close behind. The elderly healer's expression is grave as she examines me, shining lights in my eyes, checking my reflexes. Finally, she pulls out a notepad. This is permanent, she writes. No medical cause. This is magical in origin. I nod. I already knew. Marcus leans over her shoulder to read, then writes his own note. What did you do? I hesitate, then write back. Saved the Alpha's life. That's all that matters. How? Marcus's handwriting is sharp, angry. Blood magic. A trade. Something of mine for his healing. Dr. Chen's face goes pale. She writes quickly. You used blood magic? Maya, do you have any idea how dangerous that is? You could have died, but I didn't. And neither did Dominic. Marcus grabs the pen. He needs to know. The Alpha needs to know what you did. I shake my head vehemently and write no. He can never know. Promise me. Both of you. They exchange looks, clearly wanting to argue, but I write again, underlining each word. He rejected me. We have no bond. What I did was my choice, and I don't want his guilt or pity. Promise me. Finally, reluctantly, they both nod. Learning to navigate a silent world is harder than I expected. The pack uses a combination of written notes and rudimentary sign language to communicate with me, but it's frustratingly slow. Simple conversations that used to take seconds now take minutes. Lena becomes my interpreter, learning sign language faster than anyone and teaching me along the way. Within a week, we can have basic conversations with our hands. You're handling this better than I would. She signs one afternoon as we sit in the pack's common area. What choice do I have? I sign back. Falling apart won't bring my hearing back. Still, you saved the Alpha's life and lost your hearing. That's huge, Maya. I shrug, though inside, I'm not handling it as well as I pretend. The silence is oppressive, isolating. I miss music. I miss the sound of wind in the trees. I miss the way Lena's laugh used to light up a room. But most of all, I miss a voice I only heard clearly for a few minutes, Dominic's. Speaking of whom, I've been avoiding him since I woke up. It's not hard. He's been busy reasserting his authority as Alpha, dealing with the territory disputes that arose during his illness. But I know our paths will cross eventually. That eventually comes sooner than I'd like. I'm in the pack library, researching sign language techniques, when I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn to find Dominic standing there, looking healthier than I've seen him in weeks. His dark hair is neatly combed, his eyes clear and alert, and he's back in his usual Alpha attire. Dark jeans and a fitted black shirt that emphasizes his broad shoulders. He opens his mouth to speak, then stops, clearly remembering. He pulls out his phone and types. Can we talk? I nod and gesture to the chair across from me. He sits, and for a moment, we just look at each other. There's so much I want to say, so much I want to ask, but the silence between us is more than just physical. He types again. Dr. Chen told me you've lost your hearing. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, I write on the notepad between us. Isn't it? If I hadn't rejected you, if I'd been stronger, you'd still be dying, I interrupt in writing. This isn't about blame. I'm dealing with it. He reads my words, and something flickers in his eyes. Respect, maybe, or admiration. You're incredible, you know that? Most people would be devastated, but you're just adapting. What else can I do? Let me help. The pack has resources. We can get you the best doctors. Try experimental treatments. I write firmly, no. Dr. Chen says it's magical damage. Medicine can't fix it. Then magic, he types. If magic caused this, maybe magic can reverse it. I think of Esme, of the price blood magic demands. Some things can't be undone. I've made my peace with it. Dominic's jaw clenches, and he types furiously. I don't understand how you can be so calm about this. You've lost something precious, something irreplaceable. Don't you want to fight to get it back? Fighting won't change anything. I'd rather spend my energy learning to live with what is than mourning what was. He stares at me for a long moment, then types. You're stronger than I ever gave you credit for. The compliment warms me, but I keep my expression neutral. Is there something you actually wanted to talk about? Or did you just come here to tell me I'm handling my disability well? He has the grace to look embarrassed. I wanted to thank you. Marcus told me you stayed with me during my illness. Even after everything I did to you. You didn't have to do that. You're my alpha. Of course I stayed. I'm not just your alpha, Maya. I was your mate. And I threw that away because I was afraid. His fingers pause over the keyboard, then continue. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I want you to know that rejecting you is the biggest regret of my life. My heart clenches. Part of me wants to tell him about the blood magic, about how I sacrificed my hearing to save him. But I remember my promise to Marcus and Dr. Chen. And more than that, I remember the look in Dominic's eyes when he rejected me. The relief mixed with fear. He didn't want me then. His guilt now doesn't change that. I've forgiven you, I write. But forgiveness doesn't mean we can go back to what might have been. You made your choice, and I'm making mine. I'm choosing to move forward. What does that mean? It means I'm leaving the pack. The color drains from his face. He types desperately. What? Why? Because staying here, seeing you every day, knowing what we could have had. It's too hard. I need a fresh start. Somewhere I can figure out who I am without being defined as the alpha's rejected mate. Maya, please. Don't go. The pack needs you. I need you. You needed me to accept your rejection. I did. Now I need you to let me go. I stand, gathering my books. Dominic reaches out, his hand wrapping around my wrist. Not restraining, just holding on. His touch sends electricity through my skin, and I hate how much I still react to him. He types with one hand. At least stay until after the Harvest Moon Festival. Give me time to change your mind. You won't change my mind. Then give me time to say goodbye properly. I look into his eyes and see genuine pain there. Whatever his reasons for rejecting me, he does care. Just not enough. 2 weeks, I write. Then I'm gone. The next day, I return to Esme's cottage. She's not surprised to see me. Let me guess, she says, knowing I can read lips well enough to follow her if she speaks slowly and clearly. The alpha knows about your hearing and feels guilty. I nod and pull out my notepad. He wants to find a cure. I told him there isn't one. Smart girl. Blood magic takes. It doesn't give back. She studies me carefully. How are you really doing? Honestly? I'm terrified, but I'm also relieved. The silence is easier than hearing everyone's pity. Fair enough. Esme gestures for me to follow her inside. Since you're here, we might as well continue your training. Losing your hearing doesn't mean you lose your magic. If anything, it might make you stronger. How? Magic responds to will and emotion, not words. You don't need to hear incantations or songs of power. You just need to feel. She pulls out several crystals and arranges them on the table. Show me what you've learned. I place my hands over the crystals and focus. Without sound to distract me, I find it easier to sink into the feeling of magic. The crystals begin to glow, each a different color. Red, blue, green, gold, purple. Esme's eyes widen. 5 colors. Most witches can only manage 1 or 2. Maya, you're not just powerful. You're exceptionally powerful. Is that good or bad? Both. Power without control is dangerous. But power with control. She smiles. That can change the world. Over the next 2 weeks, Esme pushes my training harder. I learn to sense magic around me through vibrations in the air. I learn to cast shields, to move objects without touching them, to manipulate the elements in small ways. It's exhausting and exhilarating in equal measure. But the whole time, I'm counting down. 2 weeks until I leave. 2 weeks until I start over somewhere new. I've already made arrangements with a pack 3 states away. They're smaller, more accepting of outsiders. The alpha there, a woman named Catherine, was sympathetic when I explained my situation. She offered me a place in her pack, no questions asked. I haven't told Lena yet. Haven't told anyone except Marcus, who needs to handle the paperwork. On the 13th day, Lena corners me in my room. She signs furiously. "You're really leaving? Without even telling me?" "I was going to tell you," I sign back. "I just didn't know how." "How about, hey Lena, I'm abandoning you after being best friends for 15 years. That would be a start." "I'm not abandoning you. I'm leaving because I have to. Because of him." She doesn't need to sign Dominic's name for me to know who she means. He doesn't deserve to have this much power over your life. This isn't about him. It's about me. I need to figure out who I am when I'm not the Omega, not the rejected mate, not the girl without a wolf. I need to be just Maya. Lena's anger deflates. She signs slowly. "I understand. I hate it, but I understand." "Come with me," I sign impulsively. Catherine's pack has space. We could both start over. She's tempted. I can see it in her eyes. But then she shakes her head. "My family is here. My life is here. I can't just leave." She pauses, then adds, "But I'll visit. All the time. You won't get rid of me that easily." We hug, and I feel tears on my cheeks though I can't hear my own crying. The Harvest Moon Festival is the pack's biggest celebration of the year. It marks the end of summer and the beginning of the hunting season. The entire pack house is decorated with orange and gold, and tables groan under the weight of food. I dress carefully for my last pack event. A simple green dress that Lena insists brings out my eyes, and my hair loose around my shoulders. I look in the mirror and barely recognize myself. 2 weeks ago, I was broken deaf, ready to run. Now I'm something else. Still healing, still scared, but stronger. The celebration is in full swing when I arrive. Pack members are everywhere, eating, dancing, laughing. I can't hear the music, but I can feel the bass vibrating through the floor, and I let it guide me as I move through the crowd. Many people stop me to sign greetings or show me notes. They've been practicing, trying to make me feel included. It touches me more than I expected. Then I see him. Dominic stands on the raised platform where the Alpha traditionally gives a speech to mark the festival. He's dressed in a formal black suit, and he looks every inch the powerful leader he is. Our eyes meet across the room, and he gestures for me to come closer. My heart pounds as I make my way through the crowd. What is he doing? When I reach the platform, Marcus is there to help me up. Dominic takes my hand. His touch still sends sparks through my skin, and turns me to face the pack. Then he pulls out his phone and shows me what he's typed. "Trust me. Please." Before I can respond, he begins to sign. His movements are clumsy, unpracticed, but clear enough. This woman saved my life. The pack goes silent, watching. He continues signing, and Marcus speaks aloud for those who don't understand. 3 weeks ago, I was dying. The doctors had given up hope, but Maya didn't. She found a way to save me, and it cost her something precious. She lost her hearing so that I could live. Gasps ripple through the crowd. I shake my head, trying to stop him, but he holds my hand tighter. She asked everyone to keep it secret. She didn't want credit or recognition. But I can't let her leave without the pack knowing the truth. He turns to face me directly, his eyes intense. "Maya Cortez is the bravest, most selfless person I've ever known. And I was a fool to reject her." The pack erupts in whispers. Dominic signs again. "I can't undo what I did. I can't give back what she lost. But I can make sure everyone knows she's a hero. She's strong. And this pack is better because she's in it." Then he does something that shocks everyone, including me. He kneels. An alpha never kneels. Not to anyone. It's a sign of submission, of respect so profound it borders on worship. "Forgive me," he signs from his knees. "Please." I stare down at him, at this powerful man humbling himself in front of his entire pack. Part of me wants to forgive him, to forget everything and let the bond pull us back together. But I can't, because forgiveness isn't the same as reconciliation, and respect isn't the same as love. I sign slowly, making sure he understands. I forgive you, but I'm still leaving tomorrow. The pain in his eyes nearly breaks me. But I hold firm, because for the first time in my life, I'm choosing myself. And that's Chapter 7. I don't sleep that night. Instead, I sit by my window, watching the moon and thinking about everything that's happened in the past month. From rejected mate to deaf witch to pack hero. My life has transformed in ways I never imagined. My bags are packed. My goodbyes are mostly said. At dawn, Marcus will drive me to the border where Catherine's pack will meet me. A clean break, a fresh start. So why does it feel like I'm leaving a piece of myself behind? Around 3 a.m, I feel vibrations through the floor. Someone walking down the hallway. Heavy footsteps, purposeful. They stop outside my door. A soft knock. I consider ignoring it, but curiosity wins. I open the door to find Dominic standing there, still in his suit from the festival, looking exhausted and desperate. He holds up his phone. Can I come in? Please. Against my better judgment, I step aside. He enters, and I close the door behind him, hyper-aware of how small my room feels with his presence filling it. He types. I couldn't let you leave without trying one more time. Dominic, just hear me out. Or well, he grimaces at his word choice. Just read what I have to say. Then if you still want to leave, I won't stop you. I nod and sit on my bed. He pulls up the desk chair, sitting so close our knees almost touch. He types for a long time, and when he finally turns the phone to show me, there's an entire essay. I've been doing a lot of thinking since I recovered. About Elena, about the rejection, about everything. I blamed witches for my sister's death because it was easier than blaming myself. I was the alpha. I should have protected her. I should have seen the rogue attack coming. But I didn't, and she died, and I needed someone to blame. When I felt magic coming from you the night our bond formed, I panicked. All I could think was that I'd lose you the same way I lost her. So I pushed you away first. I thought if I rejected you, I could control the pain, minimize it. But I was wrong. Rejection sickness almost killed me. And even if it hadn't, living without you was its own kind of death. These past few weeks, watching you adapt to your hearing loss with such grace and strength, watching you train and grow and become this incredible person, it's made me realize something. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I don't want to push away everyone I care about just because I might lose them. Because here's the truth. I already lost you. The moment I rejected you, I lost you. And no amount of fear or control could have prevented that pain. So I'm asking, begging, for a second chance. Not as your mate, because I know that bond is broken, but as someone who wants to earn your trust again. Someone who wants to prove that he's not the coward who rejected you, but the man who's brave enough to fight for you. Stay. Give me a chance to show you who I can be. And if after 6 months you still want to leave, I'll help you pack. I read his words twice, then 3 times. My heart aches with the sincerity in them, with the vulnerability it must have taken for an alpha to write this. But wanting something doesn't make it wise. I pull out my notepad and write. What you're asking for isn't fair. You want me to stay and watch you move on with your life, find another mate, have the family you deserve. You want me to stand by while my heart breaks over and over. I can't do that. I don't want another mate, he types immediately. I want you. You can't have me. The bond is broken. You made sure of that. Then we'll build something new. Something not based on fate or bonds, but on choice. I choose you, Maya. I choose you every day for the rest of my life, if you'll let me. I stare at the words, my vision blurring with tears. It's everything I wanted to hear a month ago. But now, how do I know you won't change your mind again? How do I know that when things get hard, you won't push me away? He reaches out slowly, giving me time to pull back. When I don't, he takes my hand, his fingers intertwining with mine. Then he types one-handed. You don't. I can't prove it with words. I can only prove it with actions, with time, with consistency. All I'm asking is for the chance to try. I want to say yes. Every cell in my body wants to say yes. But I'm also terrified. I need to think, I write. This is too big a decision to make at 3 a.m. He nods and stands, but before he leaves, he types one more message. Whatever you decide, know this. Saving my life the way you did, sacrificing your hearing for me, it's the most precious gift anyone has ever given me. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of it. Then he's gone, and I'm left alone with the biggest decision of my life. At dawn, Marcus arrives to find me still sitting by the window, my packed bags on the floor. He knocks and enters when I gesture. "The transport's ready," he says, knowing I can read his lips. "Catherine's beta is waiting at the border. We should leave soon if we want to make it by noon." I nod but don't move. Marcus studies me carefully. "You're having second thoughts." "It's not a question." I write. He asked me to stay. To give him 6 months to prove himself. And I don't know what to do. Part of me thinks I'm crazy to even consider it. But another part wants to stay, Marcus finishes. He sits on my bed, his expression thoughtful. "Can I give you some advice?" "Alpha to Alpha." I raise an eyebrow. "Alpha? You saved our Alpha's life. You've been leading by example, showing strength when everyone else was falling apart. That makes you Alpha in my book, formal title or not." He pauses. "The advice is this: don't make decisions based on fear. Make them based on what you actually want. What if what I want is stupid? Then it's stupid. But at least it's yours." He smiles. For what it's worth, I think Dominic means what he said. He's been different since he recovered. More present, more thoughtful. He's been taking sign language classes. Did you know that? I shake my head. Every morning at 5 a.m., before anyone else is awake. He practices for hours. And not just basic stuff, full conversations. He wants to be able to talk to you properly. Marcus stands. "But that's just information. What you do with it is your choice. So I'll ask you straight. Do you want to stay or go?" I close my eyes and really think about it. Strip away the fear, the pain, the history. What do I actually want? The answer comes immediately, clear as crystal. I want to stay. But not for him, for me. I want to finish my training with Esme. I want to see what I can become. And yes, maybe I want to see if Dominic meant what he said. Marcus grins. "Then let's go tell Catherine you've changed your mind." Dominic finds me in the garden that afternoon. I'm practicing a simple levitation spell Esme taught me, making flower petals dance in the air without touching them. He approaches slowly, giving me time to notice him. When I do, I lower the petals and turn to face him. He signs, "You stayed." I stayed, I sign back, and his face breaks into a smile so bright it could power the sun. "Thank you," he signs. "I promise you won't regret it." I might, but that's okay. Regret means I tried. We stand there for a moment, and then Dominic signs something that makes my breath catch. "Can I hug you? Just to say thank you for staying?" I should say no. Keeping physical distance is the smart thing to do. But I've spent enough time being smart. I nod. He steps forward and wraps his arms around me, and I let myself sink into his embrace. He's warm and solid and smells like pine and rain. And for just a moment, I let myself imagine what it would be like if the bond hadn't been broken. If we could have been what fate intended. But then I pull back, signing, 6 months. You get 6 months to prove you mean what you say. No mate bond, no obligations. Just us figuring out if we can work. 6 months, he agrees, signing with his whole heart in his eyes. I'll make them count. The next few weeks establish a new normal. I continue training with Esme 3 times a week, and my magic grows stronger with each session. I can now create shields strong enough to deflect physical attacks, manipulate water and fire in small amounts, and sense other supernatural beings from dozens of feet away. "You're ready for something bigger," Esme says one afternoon. "A test of your abilities." "What kind of test?" "There's been a rogue problem on the northern border. Normal wolves, not shifters. They've been attacking livestock and getting closer to pack territory. Your Alpha has been organizing hunting parties, but they keep missing the pack." Esme looks at me seriously. "With your magic, you could track them. Create a barrier to keep them out. Prove to your pack that a witch can protect them, not just harm them. It's a good idea, but it's also risky. If I fail, it could reinforce Dominic's fears about witches. If I succeed, it could change everything. I'll do it," I write. "But I'll need the Alpha's permission to work on pack borders." Then go ask him. I find Dominic in his office, poring over maps with Marcus. They're marking locations where the rogues have been spotted, trying to predict their next move. I knock on the open door, and both men look up. Dominic's face immediately brightens when he sees me. Over the past weeks, we've fallen into an easy rhythm, eating meals together, taking walks around the territory, practicing sign language. He's kept his promise, showing up consistently, never pushing for more than I'm willing to give. "Can I help?" I sign. "With what?" Marcus asks, and Dominic translates my signing out loud for him. The rogue problem. I've been training in magic. I think I can create a barrier that will keep them out. Dominic and Marcus exchange glances. That's ambitious, Marcus says carefully. Barriers require sustained magic over large areas. Even experienced witches struggle with that. I'm aware of the difficulty, but I want to try. Dominic signs. Why? This isn't your responsibility. Because I'm part of this pack. Because I want to protect it. And because I want to show everyone, including you, that witches can be trusted. He studies me for a long moment, then nods. Okay, but I'm coming with you. If something goes wrong, you'll need backup. I'll have Esme. And me, he signs firmly. Non-negotiable. I want to argue, but the protective look in his eyes stops me. This matters to him. Being there for me, keeping me safe. And maybe it's time I let someone help carry the weight. Fine. Tomorrow night. The full moon will give me extra power. The next evening, Dominic, Esme, and I meet at the northern border. The land here is rough and wild, dense forest giving way to rocky cliffs. It's beautiful but dangerous, easy terrain for rogues to hide in. Esme has brought supplies. Crystals for amplification, herbs for the ritual, and chalk for drawing the boundary markers. The barrier will be invisible to normal eyes, she explains to Dominic, who's watching intently. But any wolf who tries to cross it will feel a powerful compulsion to turn back. How long will it last? He asks. If Maya does this right, months, maybe years. The magic will feed off the natural energy of the territory. Esme turns to me. Are you ready? I nod, though my hands are shaking. This is the biggest spell I've ever attempted. If I mess up, I could drain myself completely, maybe even die. Dominic notices my trembling and takes my hand, squeezing gently. He signs with his free hand. You've got this. I believe in you. His faith steadies me. I squeeze back, then release his hand and move to the center of the circle Esme has drawn. The ritual takes 2 hours. I walk the entire perimeter of the northern border, a distance of almost 5 miles, stopping at marked intervals to place crystals and channel magic into them. By the 3rd mile, I'm exhausted, my magic reserves depleting rapidly. By the 4th, I'm practically crawling, every step an effort of pure will. Dominic stays with me the whole time, offering silent support. When I stumble, he catches me. When I need water, he provides it. He doesn't try to take over or tell me to stop. He just stays present, letting me know I'm not alone. Finally, I place the last crystal and return to the circle's center. Now comes the hardest part, connecting all the individual points into one cohesive barrier. I kneel, placing my hands on the ground, and push every remaining bit of magic I have into the earth. The crystals begin to glow, one by one, forming a chain of light around the entire northern territory. The light rises, creating a shimmering wall that stretches up toward the sky. It's working. But then something goes wrong. The magic surges beyond my control, feeding on itself, growing stronger and wilder. The barrier flares blindingly bright, and I scream silently as the power threatens to rip me apart from the inside. Strong hands grip my shoulders from behind. Dominic kneels behind me, his body pressed against my back. I can't hear him, but I feel his lips against my ear, feel him speaking. And somehow, impossibly, his presence grounds me. The out-of-control magic responds to his touch, his alpha power balancing my witch power. Together, we wrestle the magic back under control. The barrier stabilizes, settling into a steady, invisible wall. Then everything goes black. I wake in the medical wing again. I'm getting tired of this place. Lena sits beside my bed, and when she sees my eyes open, she signs. You did it. The barrier is holding perfectly. No rogues have gotten through. How long was I out? 2 days. You really overdid it this time. Worth it though, I sign and she laughs. Dominic hasn't left, she signs, jerking her head toward the door. He's been pacing outside for 48 hours straight. Won't eat, won't sleep, just paces and waits. It's actually kind of romantic in a stalkerish way. I smile despite myself. Send him in? Lena nods and leaves. A moment later, Dominic enters. He looks terrible, disheveled hair, dark circles under his eyes, wrinkled clothes. But when he sees me awake, relief transforms his face. He rushes to my bedside and signs. Never do that to me again. I thought I lost you. I'm fine. Just overextended my magic. You almost died. Again. For this pack. For me. His hands shake as he signs. Maya, I can't keep watching you risk your life. My heart can't take it. I'm not going to stop being who I am just because it scares you. I know. And that's one of the things I love most about you. He freezes, realizing what he just signed. I mean, you love me? My heart is pounding so hard I'm surprised the monitors aren't going crazy. His hands still, and for a long moment he just looks at me. Then he signs, slow and deliberate. Yes, I love you. I've loved you since the moment our bond snapped into place. I never stopped, even when I rejected you. Especially then. Dominic, I know the bond is broken. I know we can't be mates the way fate intended. But I don't care. I love you anyway. I love your strength, your compassion, your stubborn refusal to let anything keep you down. I love that you sacrificed your hearing to save my life. I love that you're learning to be a witch because it's part of who you are. I love everything about you, and I'll spend the rest of my life proving it if you'll let me. Tears stream down my face. I've waited so long to hear, to see these words. But there's still fear. Still doubt. What about when the pack wants you to take a chosen mate? When they pressure you to have heirs? Then I'll tell them no. You're the only one I want, Maya. Mate bond or not, you're it for me. What about your fear of witches? Working with you and Esme these past weeks has shown me the truth. Magic isn't good or evil, people are. And you're the best person I know. I stare at him, this powerful alpha kneeling beside my hospital bed, offering me his heart without reservations. And I realize something. I love him too. Despite everything, despite the rejection and the pain and the obstacles, I love him. I love you too, I sign, and his face breaks into a smile so beautiful it steals my breath. Can I kiss you? He signs. Please. Instead of answering, I reach up and pull him down to me. Our lips meet, and even though I can't hear the small sound of pleasure he makes, I feel it vibrate through his chest. The kiss is gentle at first, tentative, as if we're both afraid of breaking this fragile new thing between us. But then it deepens, becomes more urgent. His hand cups my face, his thumb brushing away my tears, and I wrap my arms around his neck, pulling him closer. When we finally break apart, we're both breathless. Dominic rests his forehead against mine and signs. I don't deserve you. No, I sign back. But you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to. And I'm going to let you. He laughs. I feel it more than hear it. And kisses me again. Chapter 8. 3 months later, and I'm standing in front of the Pack Council, about to do something no one in Silvermoon Pack history has ever done. Propose a witch-wolf alliance. The council chamber is intimidating. A circular room with high ceilings and stone walls that have witnessed centuries of Pack decisions. 12 council members sit in a semicircle, their expressions ranging from curious to hostile. Dominic sits in the center as alpha, his face carefully neutral, though I catch the supportive look in his eyes. Marcus stands beside me as my translator, signing everything that's said so I can follow along. You've called this emergency session, Councilwoman Patricia begins, her sharp eyes fixed on me. The floor is yours, Maya. I take a deep breath and begin signing while Marcus speaks. Thank you for hearing me out. As you all know, I've been training in witchcraft for the past 4 months. The barrier I created on the northern border has held perfectly. No rogue incidents in 3 months. We acknowledge your contribution, Councilman Richard says grudgingly. He's one of the older members, traditional to his core. But that doesn't explain why you've requested this meeting. I want to propose an alliance between Silvermoon Pack and Esme Blackwood's coven. The room erupts. Several council members are on their feet, shouting objections. Patricia bangs her gavel until order is restored. Absolutely not, Richard snaps. The Blackwood coven? They're the ones responsible for Elena Kane's death. Dominic's jaw tightens at the mention of his sister, but he remains silent, letting me handle this. Thomas Blackwood's magic went out of control during a rogue attack. I sign. It was a tragic accident, not malicious intent. Esme herself lost a nephew she loved deeply. She carries that grief just as we carry ours. Grief doesn't erase responsibility, Patricia. No, but understanding does. Esme has agreed to teach defensive magic to any pack members interested in learning. Imagine having wolves who can create shields, track by magical means, heal minor injuries with spells. We'd be the strongest pack in the region. Or the most corrupted, Richard counters. Magic changes people. Makes them dangerous. I have magic. I sign firmly. Am I dangerous? The room goes quiet. Finally, a younger council member named David speaks up. You saved our alpha's life. You created a barrier that's protected us for months. If that's what magic can do in the right hands, maybe we should consider this. It sets a dangerous precedent, Patricia warns. Other packs will see us as weak, influenced by witches. It could make us targets. Or it could make us innovators, Marcus interjects. The world is changing. Supernatural species that used to stay separate are starting to work together in other regions. Why shouldn't we be ahead of the curve? Dominic finally speaks. I'd like to share something with the council. 8 years ago, I let fear and grief turn me against an entire species. I blamed all witches for one man's accident, and that hatred almost cost me everything. His eyes find mine. Maya has shown me that magic is just a tool. It's the person wielding it that matters. And if we have the chance to learn from someone as skilled and ethical as Esme Blackwood, I think we should take it. You're biased, Richard accuses. Everyone knows you and Maya are involved. I am involved with her, Dominic says calmly. And yes, that gives me unique insight into what witches are capable of, both the power and the control it requires. This isn't about my relationship with Maya. It's about what's best for the pack. The debate continues for another hour. Finally, Patricia calls for a vote. All in favor of establishing a formal alliance with the Blackwood Coven? 8 hands go up. For stay down. The motion passes, Patricia announces. We'll begin negotiations with Esme Blackwood immediately. I feel like I could float. This is huge. Not just for me, but for witch-wolf relations everywhere. As the council disperses, Dominic pulls me aside. You did it, he signs, pride radiating from him. I knew you could. We did it, I correct. Your support made the difference. He smiles and kisses my forehead. Over the past 3 months, we've been rebuilding our relationship slowly, carefully. Public displays of affection are still new, but pack members have started to accept us as a couple. Some even call me the Alpha's Chosen, a title for wolves who aren't fated mates, but are chosen by the Alpha as their partner. I never thought I'd be happy with a title like that. But now, it feels right, because Dominic choosing me, every single day, means more than any bond fate could have given us. That evening, we celebrate at the pack house. Lena has organized a small party with close friends. Her, Marcus, a few other pack members who've been supportive of the Witch-Wolf Alliance. Speech. Lena signs to me with a grin, and everyone turns expectantly. I roll my eyes but stand. Marcus translates as I sign. Thank you all for supporting me, even when I was making crazy decisions like learning witchcraft and dating the Alpha who rejected me. Laughter ripples through the group. In all seriousness, for months ago I thought my life was over. I'd lost my mate, lost my hearing, lost my place in this pack. But you all showed me that family isn't about blood or bonds. It's about who shows up when things get hard. You showed up, and I'll never forget that. Everyone applauds. I feel the vibrations through the floor. Dominic comes up beside me and signs. Can I add something? I nod, curious. He turns to address the group, signing while Marcus speaks. Most of you know that Maya and I have been taking things slow, rebuilding trust after I royally screwed up our first chance. But there's something I want to make clear to everyone here, and to the pack as a whole. He takes my hand, and I feel my pulse quicken. Maya Cortez is my chosen, not my fated mate. That bond was broken by my own foolishness. But she's the woman I choose to stand beside. The woman I want to build a life with. The woman I love more than I thought possible. My eyes widen. We haven't made any public declarations like this before. He continues. I know some pack members have concerns about me not having a fated mate, about heirs and succession. So I want to address that head on. I don't care if our children come from a mate bond or not. I don't care if they're biological or adopted. What I care about is building a family with Maya, in whatever form that takes. Tears blur my vision. He's essentially telling the entire pack that he's committed to me for life. So if anyone has objections, he signs with a slight smile, speak now or forever hold your peace. The room is silent. Then Lena starts clapping, and everyone joins in. Dominic turns back to me and signs. Was that too much? Too public? I shake my head and sign back. It was perfect. He cups my face in his hands and kisses me. And I don't care that everyone's watching. All that matters is this moment, this man, this second chance we fought so hard for. Later that night, Dominic walks me back to my room. I've moved into better quarters in the pack house. No longer the tiny servant's room, but a proper suite befitting someone the alpha is courting. He stops at my door and signs. Can I come in? Just to talk. Just to talk. I sign back with a teasing smile. He blushes, which is adorable on someone so powerful. Okay, maybe a little more than talk. But only if you want. I do want. I've wanted for months, but we've been taking things slow, making sure we're building something real and lasting. But tonight, after his public declaration, after everything we've been through, I'm ready. I open the door and pull him inside. What follows is tender and passionate, and everything a first time should be. He's gentle, checking in constantly even though I can't hear his words. But I don't need to hear them. I can see everything I need in his eyes, feel it in his touch. Afterward, we lie tangled together in my bed, his fingers tracing lazy patterns on my skin. He props himself up on one elbow to sign. I need to tell you something. That sounds ominous. It's not, I promise. He pauses, choosing his signs carefully. I've been researching ways to possibly restore your hearing. I go still. Dominic, just hear me out. There's a healer in Europe who specializes in magical damage. She's had success reversing curses and spell effects. I've already reached out to her about your case. And she says there might be a chance. It would require complex magic, and there are risks, but I place my finger on his lips to stop him, then sign. I don't want to reverse it. He looks shocked. What? But your hearing is gone, and I've made peace with that. I sit up, needing him to really understand this. For months ago, I would have done anything to get it back. But now, I've learned sign language. I've connected with the deaf community. I've discovered that I can be powerful and complete without hearing. Trying to fix me sends the message that I'm broken. And I'm not broken, Dominic. I'm just different. I didn't mean, he looks distressed. I'm not trying to fix you. I just thought you'd want the option. I know your intentions are good. But this is who I am now. And honestly, losing my hearing led me to discover my magic, which led me to Esme, which led to the alliance we just established. If I'd had my hearing this whole time, none of that would have happened. He's quiet for a long moment, processing. Then he signs, you're right. I'm sorry. I was being selfish, wanting to give you back something you lost because of me. You didn't take my hearing. I gave it up willingly to save your life. And I'd do it again. I cup his face in my hands. I need you to accept all of me, including this. Can you do that? He nods, then signs. I love all of you. Every part. Hearing or deaf, with magic or without. You're perfect exactly as you are. That's better, I sign with a smile, and pull him back down for a kiss. The next morning, I wake to find Dominic already awake, watching me with a soft expression. He signs. Good morning, beautiful. Flattery will get you everywhere, I sign back. Good to know. He grins, then continues. I have to ask you something important. My heart skips. Okay, the winter solstice ceremony is in 2 weeks. It's tradition for the alpha to formally present their chosen mate to the pack during the ceremony. Would you be willing to stand with me? It's a big commitment, essentially telling everyone that you're going to be the next Luna. I blink, processing. Luna, the pack's leader alongside the alpha. It's a position of immense responsibility and power. That's huge, I sign. I know, and I know it's fast. But Maya, I don't want to wait. I wasted enough time being afraid. I want everyone to know you're mine, and I'm yours. What about pack members who won't accept a deaf Luna? Or a witch Luna? Then they can leave. His signs are firm, decisive. I won't lead a pack that doesn't respect my mate. You've proven yourself 100 times over. Anyone who can't see that isn't worth keeping. I think about everything that's happened. The rejection, the sacrifice, the growth, the second chance. A year ago, I was invisible, a servant without a wolf. Now I'm being offered the highest position a female wolf can hold. Yes, I sign. I'll stand with you. His face breaks into pure joy. He pulls me close and signs against my skin. You've made me the happiest man alive. Just so we're clear, I sign. I'm not giving up my magic training to be Luna. Esme and I have big plans for the Witch Wolf program. I wouldn't dream of asking you to. I want a Luna who's powerful in her own right, not just an accessory to the alpha. Good answer, I sign and kiss him deeply. The 2 weeks before the ceremony pass in a blur. I work with Esme to develop a curriculum for teaching basic defensive magic to interested pack members. We get 15 sign-ups the first day, a promising start. I also work with Patricia and other female council members to understand the duties of a Luna. It's more complex than I realized, mediating disputes, organizing pack events, managing resources, counseling pack members through personal problems. It's essentially being a therapist, event planner, and diplomat rolled into one. You'll do fine, Patricia assures me during one of our meetings. She's warmed to me considerably since the Alliance vote. You have good instincts and you care about people. That's what matters most. Lena helps me pick out a dress for the ceremony. A deep blue gown that flows like water and complements my skin tone. You're going to look like a queen, she signs with approval. I'm nervous, I admit. What if I mess up the ceremony? There are so many traditions to follow. Then you mess up, she signs simply. You're allowed to be human, Maya. The pack doesn't expect perfection. They expect authenticity. Her words comfort me more than she knows. The night of the winter solstice ceremony arrives. The pack house has been transformed into a winter wonderland. White lights everywhere, ice sculptures, evergreen boughs. The entire pack is gathered, over 200 wolves dressed in formal attire. I wait in a side room, my heart pounding so hard I think everyone must be able to feel it. Lena fusses with my hair while I try to remember all the ceremonial steps. There's a knock and Marcus enters. He signs. The Alpha is ready for you. It's time. This is it. The moment I officially become Luna. I take a deep breath, square my shoulders, and follow Marcus out. The main hall falls silent as I enter. Every eye is on me, and I feel the weight of their judgment, their curiosity, their acceptance or lack thereof. Then I see Dominic at the front of the room, and everything else fades away. He's wearing a formal black suit, and he looks like every fantasy I ever had of what a mate should be. His eyes lock on mine, and the love there gives me strength. I walk down the aisle toward him, feeling like I'm walking toward my future. When I reach him, he takes my hands and signs. You look breathtaking. You're not so bad yourself, I sign back, and he smiles. The pack's shaman, an ancient wolf named Helena, steps forward to perform the ceremony. Marcus translates for me as she speaks the traditional words, binding Dominic and me as Alpha and Luna. Do you, Dominic Kane, Alpha of Silver Moon Pack, choose Maya Cortez as your Luna, your partner in leadership, your equal in all things? I do, Dominic says, and signs simultaneously. And do you, Maya Cortez, accept the role of Luna, pledging to serve and protect this pack alongside your Alpha? I sign clearly so everyone can see. I do. Helena produces 2 silver cuffs, traditional Luna and Alpha bands. She places one on Dominic's wrist, then one on mine. The metal warms against my skin, a physical reminder of the bond we've just made. By the power vested in me by pack tradition and the moon herself, I declare you Alpha and Luna of Silver Moon Pack. May your reign be long and prosperous. The pack erupts in howls. I can't hear them, but I feel the vibrations through the floor, see the joy on faces around us. Dominic pulls me close and kisses me, and it feels like coming home. When we break apart, he signs. Ready to lead with me? Ready, I sign back. And for the first time in my life, I truly am. Chapter 9. Being Luna is harder than I expected. The first week alone brings 3 territorial disputes, a challenge from a young wolf who thinks he deserves a higher rank, and a crisis when our main water supply gets contaminated by upstream pollution. I'm exhausted, overwhelmed, and questioning whether I'm actually qualified for this position. Dominic finds me in our shared office late one night, surrounded by paperwork I can barely focus on anymore. He taps my shoulder gently, and I look up to find him holding 2 mugs of tea. Break time, he signs, setting 1 mug in front of me. I can't. I have to finish reviewing these resource allocation requests. He firmly closes the folder I'm working on. You're burning out. I can see it. I'm fine, I sign, but even I don't believe it. Maya, you've been working 16-hour days for a week straight. That's not sustainable. He sits beside me and takes my hand. Being Luna doesn't mean doing everything yourself. That's what the council is for, what I'm here for. Delegate. But what if I delegate wrong? What if people think I'm weak for asking for help? Then they're idiots, he signs bluntly. Strong leaders know their limits. They build teams they can trust and let those teams do their jobs. You're trying to prove yourself, and I understand that. But you're going to make yourself sick. I slump in my chair, the weight of the past week finally catching up with me. I just want to be good at this. I want the pack to respect me. They already do. You created a barrier that's kept us safe for months. You brokered an alliance with a witch coven. You've handled every crisis this week with grace and intelligence. What more do you need to do? Tears prick my eyes. Not fail. Dominic pulls me into his arms, and I let myself sink into his embrace. His chest rumbles. He's saying something, probably words of comfort I can't hear. But I feel the intent in his touch, the love in the way he holds me. After a moment, he pulls back and signs. Tomorrow, we're taking the day off. Both of us. Marcus can handle things for 24 hours. We can't just. We can and we will. That's an order from your alpha. I can't help but smile. Pulling rank on me? When necessary. He grins. Now come to bed. Everything will look better after some sleep. He's right, of course. But as I follow him to our bedroom, we moved in together officially after the Luna ceremony. I can't shake the feeling that I'm barely keeping my head above water. The day off helps, but it doesn't solve the underlying problem. I'm struggling with the sheer volume of Luna responsibilities, and my magic training is suffering as a result. I've had to cancel 3 sessions with Esme in the past 2 weeks. You need to find balance, Esme says when I finally make it to the cottage for training. Being Luna is important, but so is your magical development. You can't abandon one for the other. I know, I sign. But there are only so many hours in the day. Then make the hours you have count. She sets up a new exercise. 5 crystals that I need to levitate simultaneously, while also maintaining a shield. Multitasking is a crucial skill for any witch. You should be able to cast multiple spells at once while still maintaining awareness of your surroundings. I try, but it's like my brain is too full. The crystals wobble and drop. The shield flickers out. I growl in frustration. Again, Esme says calmly. We work for 2 hours, and by the end, I can manage 3 crystals and a weak shield. It's progress, but not enough. I feel like I'm failing at everything. I sign to Esme as we clean up. I'm a mediocre Luna and a struggling witch. Maybe I'm just trying to do too much. Or maybe you're still learning, Esme counters. Maya, you became Luna 2 weeks ago. Did you expect to master it immediately? Give yourself time to grow into the role. What if I don't grow into it? What if I'm just not meant to be a leader? Esme studies me for a long moment, then says, Come with me. I want to show you something. She leads me deeper into the woods, to a part of the forest I've never been before. The trees here are ancient, their trunks so wide 3 people couldn't wrap their arms around them. Esme stops in front of the largest tree and places her hand on its bark. This oak is over 500 years old, she says, speaking slowly so I can read her lips. Do you know how long it takes for an oak to grow this big? I shake my head. Centuries. It starts as a tiny acorn, vulnerable and small. For the first few years, it barely grows at all. All its energy goes into developing deep roots. Only after those roots are established does the tree begin to grow upward. And even then, it grows slowly, adding just a few inches each year. She turns to face me fully. You're like that oak, Maya. You've had massive changes in a very short time. Lost your hearing, gained magic, became Luna. You're still developing your roots. The growth will come, but it takes time. Stop expecting yourself to be a 500-year-old oak when you're still an acorn. Her words settle over me like a bomb. She's right. I've been so focused on being perfect immediately that I forgot growth is a process. Thank you, I sign. I needed to hear that. Good. Now get back to that pack house and delegate some of those responsibilities. You're no use to anyone if you burn yourself out. Taking Esme's advice, I start delegating more. Patricia takes over organizing the upcoming spring festival. Marcus handles most of the territorial disputes. I focus on the areas where I'm strongest, counseling pack members through personal issues and developing the witch-wolf training program. The shift makes an immediate difference. I'm less exhausted, more focused, and actually enjoying my role as Luna instead of drowning in it. The witch-wolf training program is going surprisingly well. We now have 25 pack members learning basic defensive magic. Most can create simple shields, and a few show real talent for spell work. One of those talented students is a young wolf named Riley. She's 17, bright and eager, and she picks up magical concepts faster than anyone except me. After one particularly successful training session, where she manages to levitate 3 objects at once, she approaches me nervously. Luna Maya, she says, and I read her lips. Can I ask you something personal? I nod. How do you balance being a wolf and a witch? Everyone says I should focus on my wolf training, that magic is just a distraction. But I love magic. It feels Right, you know? I pull out my notepad and write. I'm not actually a wolf. I can't shift. So for me, magic isn't a balance, it's my power. But I think for you, it doesn't have to be either slash or. Why not be both? A wolf who uses magic. That makes you twice as powerful. Her face lights up. You really think so? I know so. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to choose. You're allowed to be everything you are. She hugs me impulsively, then seems to realize what she's done and backs away, blushing. Sorry, Luna. That was. I smile and shake my head, gesturing that it's fine. Watching her leave with new confidence, I realize this is what being Luna means. Not managing every detail, not being perfect, but empowering others to be their best selves. That evening, Dominic and I are reviewing the week's progress when Marcus bursts into the office, his face pale. We have a problem, he says, and I read his lips while he continues. Alpha Hudson from Ironwood Clan is here. He's demanding to speak with you both immediately. Dominic tenses. Alpha Hudson, the one who tried to absorb our pack when Dominic was sick. This can't be good. What does he want? I sign. He wouldn't say. But he brought 10 warriors with him. It's a show of force. Dominic's expression hardens. He signs to me, stay close. Hudson is dangerous. We follow Marcus to the main hall where Alpha Hudson waits. He's a massive man, easily 6.5 feet tall, with a bald head and a scar running down his left cheek. His warriors flank him, all looking ready for a fight. Alpha Kane, Hudson says with a mocking smile. And the new Luna. How unexpected. State your business, Hudson, Dominic says coldly. Straight to the point. I like that. Hudson's eyes slide to me, and there's something predatory in his gaze that makes my skin crawl. I've heard interesting things about your pack, about how you've allied with witches, about how your Luna is one herself. Our alliances are our business, Dominic replies. Normally, I'd agree. But when those alliances threaten the stability of all packs in the region, it becomes everyone's business. Hudson steps forward, and his warriors move with him. Magic is forbidden by the old laws. Wolves who practice it are considered corrupted. And corrupted wolves are meant to be executed. The room goes ice cold. I feel Dominic's rage like a physical force, his alpha power radiating outward. Around us, our pack members growl, responding to their leader's anger. Are you threatening my Luna? Dominic's voice is deadly quiet. I'm reminding you of the laws our ancestors established for good reason. Magic corrupts. Magic destroys. And I won't stand by while you poison your pack with it. Hudson's smile is cruel. I'm giving you a choice, Kane. Denounce the Witch Alliance, forbid your pack from practicing magic, and send your Luna away. Do that, and we'll have no problem. And if I refuse, then I challenge you for leadership of Silvermoon Pack. Winner takes all, territory, resources, and pack members. And once I win, the first thing I'll do is execute every witch-touched wolf in your ranks. The threat hangs in the air like poison. Dominic is powerful, but Hudson is known as one of the fiercest fighters in the region. There's a real chance Dominic could lose. And if he loses, Hudson will kill me. Don't accept, I sign desperately to Dominic. There has to be another way. But Dominic's eyes are locked on Hudson, and I can see the alpha in him rising to the challenge. To refuse would be to show weakness, and alpha wolves don't back down from direct challenges. I accept your challenge, Dominic says, and my heart stops. Name the time and place. 3 days from now. The clearing at dawn. And Kane. Hudson's smile widens. Start saying your goodbyes. You're not walking away from this fight. Chapter 10. The moment Hudson and his warriors leave, chaos erupts. Pack members crowd around, all talking at once, their anxiety filling the room like smoke. I can't hear their words, but I can see the panic on their faces. Dominic raises his hand, and the room falls silent. He signs while Marcus translates. I know you're worried, but I won't let Hudson take this pack. We have 3 days to prepare, and we're going to use every second. Alpha, with all due respect, Patricia says, Hudson is known for brutality. He's killed 3 challengers in the past 5 years. This isn't a fight you can afford to lose. Then I won't lose, Dominic replies simply. After the crowd disperses, I follow Dominic to our quarters. He's trying to maintain his composure, but I can see the tension in his shoulders, the tightness around his eyes. Talk to me, I sign once we're alone. What are you really thinking? He sinks into a chair, rubbing his face. Honestly, I'm scared. Not of Hudson. I can handle him in a fair fight. But he doesn't fight fair. He's known for dirty tactics, for exploiting weaknesses. What weaknesses could he exploit? Dominic looks at me, and understanding crashes over me like ice water. Me. I'm the weakness. No. Yes, I sign firmly. He'll go after me during the fight, won't he? Force you to choose between defending yourself and protecting me. Dominic nods miserably. It's what I'd do in his position. The quickest way to destabilize an alpha is to threaten their mate. Then I won't be there. I'll stay away from the clearing. He'll just send his warriors after you somewhere else. Dominic stands, pacing. I should have never accepted the challenge. I should have found another way. If you'd refused, the pack would have lost faith in you. You had no choice. There's always a choice. And I chose wrong. He stops pacing and signs desperately. Maya, if something happens to me, you need to run. Take Lena and get as far from here as possible. Hudson will kill you if he takes control of the pack. I'm not running. And you're not dying. I move to stand in front of him, forcing him to look at me. We're going to figure this out together. That's what mates do. Chosen mates, he corrects with a sad smile. We're not bound by fate anymore. No, we're bound by something stronger. Choice. Every single day, I choose you. And I'm choosing to help you win this fight. The next morning, I meet with Esme at the cottage. She's already heard about the challenge. News travels fast in supernatural circles. You want to use magic to help him, she says before I even start signing. Is that possible? Possible? Yes. Advisable? That's more complicated. She sits across from me, her expression grave. The old laws that Hudson mentioned, they're real. Ancient agreements between supernatural species about what's forbidden. Magic in alpha challenges is explicitly prohibited. But Hudson broke those laws by threatening to execute pack members for practicing magic. I sign. If he's already violating the old laws, why should we follow them? Because if you're caught cheating, it gives Hudson the moral high ground. Every pack in the region would support him taking over Silver Moon as punishment. Esme studies me carefully. But there are ways to help that aren't technically cheating. Like what? Enhancement potions aren't illegal. Many packs use them before major fights. They boost strength, speed, healing. I can brew something that will give Dominic an edge without breaking any laws. That's perfect. What do you need? Time and ingredients. Some of which are difficult to obtain. She pulls out a list and shows it to me. My eyes widen at some of the items: dragon scale powder, phoenix tears, moonstone dust. Where do we even get these things? I have contacts, but it won't be cheap, and some of these ingredients are dangerous to harvest. Are you sure you want to go down this path? If it means Dominic survives, I'd pay any price. Esme sighs. I was afraid you'd say that. All right, we have 3 days. Let's get to work. The next 2 days are a blur of preparation. While Dominic trains with Marcus and the pack's best fighters, I work with Esme to brew the enhancement potion. We travel to meet her contacts: a dragon shifter who sells scales, a phoenix familiar who provides tears, a witch who specializes in rare minerals. Each ingredient costs a fortune, and by the time we're done, I've depleted my entire savings and borrowed money from Lena. But it's worth it when Esme finally holds up a vial of shimmering silver liquid. This is powerful magic, she warns. It will enhance his natural abilities, strength, speed, healing, for approximately 3 hours. But there are side effects. His aggression will increase. His control over his wolf may slip. And afterward, he'll crash hard. We're talking unconscious for at least 12 hours. Can it kill him? Only if he takes too much. 1 vial is safe. 2 would be dangerous. 3 would be fatal. She hands me the potion carefully. Make sure he understands that. I take the vial, feeling its warmth through the glass. This is Dominic's best chance at survival. I won't let him face Hudson without every advantage we can give him. The night before the challenge, I find Dominic alone in the training yard, working through combat forms even though he should be resting. His body glistens with sweat, and I can see the coiled power in every movement. I approach slowly and tap his shoulder. He turns, surprised to see me. You should be sleeping, I sign. Can't. Too keyed up. He wipes his face with a towel. Every time I close my eyes, I see Hudson killing me. Or worse, killing you. That's not going to happen. I pull out the vial and show it to him. Esme made you an enhancement potion. It's completely legal and will give you an edge in the fight. His eyes widen as he reads the instructions I've written out. Maya, this must have cost a fortune. I don't care about money. I care about you surviving. He sets the vial down carefully and pulls me into his arms. I feel his chest move. He's speaking, probably telling me how much this means to him. I wish I could hear his voice, but his touch says everything words can't. When he pulls back, he signs, if something goes wrong tomorrow, nothing will go wrong. But if it does, he insists, I need you to know that these past few months with you have been the happiest of my life. You gave me a second chance I didn't deserve, and I'll be grateful for that forever. Tears blur my vision. Stop talking like you're going to die. I'm not planning to, but I'm also not stupid enough to think I'm guaranteed to win. He cups my face in his hands. Promise me that if I lose, you'll run. Don't try to fight Hudson. Don't try to save anyone. Just run and don't look back. I'm not promising that. Maya, no. If you lose, which you won't, I'll stay and fight for this pack. Because that's what a Luna does. She doesn't run when things get hard. He looks like he wants to argue, but then he just pulls me close again and holds me like he never wants to let go. Dawn comes too quickly. The clearing is a large open space on neutral ground between Silvermoon and Ironwood territories. It's been used for alpha challenges for generations, and the ground is still stained with old blood. When we arrive, Hudson and his warriors are already there. The massive alpha grins when he sees us, clearly confident in his victory. Glad you could make it, Kane. I was worried you'd chickened out. Dominic ignores him, focused on preparing for the fight. Marcus helps him strip down to just pants. Wolf challenges are fought in human form to start, though shifting is allowed if necessary. I hand Dominic the vial, and he drinks it quickly. Within seconds, his eyes brighten, his muscles seem to swell slightly, and I can practically see the power coursing through him. Remember, I sign 3 hours. Make them count. He nods and kisses me fiercely. I love you, he signs. No matter what happens. I love you too. Now go win. An elder from the pack council steps forward to officiate. She's neutral, belonging to neither Silvermoon nor Ironwood. The challenge is issued and accepted. The rules are simple. First to yield or die loses. Shifting is permitted. Outside interference will result in immediate disqualification. Are both parties ready? Ready, Hudson says with a cruel smile. Ready, Dominic confirms. Then begin. What happens next is brutal and fast. Hudson lunges immediately, going for Dominic's throat. But the enhancement potion makes Dominic faster than Hudson expects, and he dodges, countering with a blow to Hudson's ribs that sends the larger alpha stumbling. They circle each other, trading blows that would kill a normal human. Dominic is holding his own, more than holding his own. He's actually winning. But then Hudson does something unexpected. He doesn't shift into his wolf. Instead, he pulls out a knife. Gasps ripple through both packs. Weapons are forbidden in alpha challenges. This is a sacred rule, never to be broken. What are you doing? The elder officiated demands. Insurance, Hudson snarls and throws the knife. Not at Dominic. At me. Everything happens in slow motion. I see the knife spinning through the air toward my chest. I see Dominic's face contort in horror. I see Marcus start to move, but he's too far away. Then I feel it. My magic responding to the threat, rising up without conscious thought. Power explodes from me, creating a shield of shimmering energy that deflects the knife harmlessly to the ground. The entire clearing goes silent. Everyone stares at me, at the visible magic crackling around my hands, at the shield still shimmering in the air. She used magic, Hudson shouts triumphantly. The Luna interfered with magic. Disqualify Kane. I didn't interfere with the fight. I sign frantically while Marcus translates. I defended myself from an illegal attack. The knife was meant to distract Kane, to test his resolve, Hudson argues. You had no right to use magic here. The old laws forbid it. The elder looks torn. Technically, Hudson's right. Any magic use near an alpha challenge is prohibited. But he also threw a forbidden weapon. Both parties have violated the terms, the elder announces finally. Alpha Hudson used a weapon. Luna Maya used magic. By rights, both should be disqualified. Then we fight again, Dominic says. Without weapons or magic. Right here, right now. No, Hudson says with a sick smile. I have a better idea. If your Luna's magic is so powerful, let her fight for the pack instead. My champion against yours. If she wins, I'll withdraw my challenge. If she loses, his eyes gleam with malice. She dies, and you hand over Silvermoon without a fight. Absolutely not, Dominic growls. But I step forward. Because suddenly I understand. This was Hudson's plan all along. To provoke me into using magic, to force this exact scenario. I accept, I sign. Maya, no. Yes. I turn to face Dominic, my hands steady as I sign. This is my fight now. Trust me. Who's your champion, Hudson? The elder asks. Hudson's smile widens. Me. Chapter 11. The clearing erupts in chaos. Dominic is shouting. I can see his mouth moving frantically, his face twisted in anguish. Marcus is arguing with the elder officiator. Pack members from both sides are shouting at each other. But I stay calm. Because for the first time since this whole nightmare began, I see the path forward clearly. Hudson wants to fight me because he thinks I'm weak. A deaf woman who only recently discovered her magic, going up against one of the most feared alphas in the region. On paper, it's suicide. But Hudson has made a critical mistake. He's underestimated me. Esme pushes through the crowd and grabs my arm. Are you insane? She demands, speaking slowly so I can read her lips. He'll kill you. He's an alpha wolf with decades of combat experience. I know what I'm doing, I sign back. Do you? Because from where I'm standing, you just agreed to let yourself be murdered. Trust me. Please. Something in my expression makes her pause. She studies me for a long moment, then nods slowly. What do you need? Time to prepare. And your help with one. The elder officiator calls for order, and eventually the crowd settles. Luna Maya has accepted Alpha Hudson's terms. The challenge will proceed in 1 hour, giving both parties time to prepare. The rules remain the same. First to yield or die loses. Magic is permitted for the Luna. Shifting is permitted for the Alpha. No outside interference. Agreed. Agreed, Hudson says, looking far too pleased with himself. Agreed. I sign, and Marcus translates. Dominic grabs my hand and practically drags me away from the crowd. Once we're alone, he signs furiously. What are you thinking? You can't fight him. I can and I will. Maya, he's going to kill you. He's killed challengers who were trained warriors. You've been learning magic for 4 months. Exactly. For months of intensive training with one of the most powerful witches in the region. I'm stronger than you think. Not strong enough for this. His hands are shaking as he signs. Please, let me fight him instead. I'll find a way around the disqualification. No. I cup his face in my hands, making him look at me. This is my fight. Hudson made it personal when he threw that knife at me. And I'm going to show him, show everyone, that underestimating me is a fatal mistake. I can't lose you. His eyes are filled with tears. Not now, not when we've finally found each other again. You won't lose me. I promise. I kiss him softly, then pull back to sign. But I need you to trust me. Can you do that? He stares at me for a long moment, conflict written across his face. Finally, he nods. I trust you. But if things go wrong, if he's about to kill you, I'm interfering. Disqualification be damned. Fair enough. I spend the next hour with Esme, preparing for the fight. She draws symbols on my arms in a special ink that will help channel my magic more efficiently. We go over combat spells, offensive, defensive, and a few dirty tricks that might catch Hudson off guard. Your biggest advantage is that he's never fought a witch, Esme says. He's used to physical combat, to reading body language, and anticipating movements. Magic doesn't work that way. Be unpredictable. What about his wolf? I sign. When he shifts, he'll be faster and stronger. Then you need to make sure he never gets the chance to shift. Keep him off balance, keep him human. The moment he goes wolf, your odds drop significantly. She hands me a small pouch. Wolfsbane powder. Not enough to kill him, but enough to make shifting extremely painful if you can get it in his system. Aim for his mouth or an open wound. I tuck the pouch into my belt, then check the time. 45 minutes left. Esme, I sign hesitantly. If something goes wrong, nothing will go wrong. But if it does, make sure Dominic knows this wasn't his fault. He'll blame himself, and I don't want that. Esme's expression softens. You're not going to die, Maya. You're too stubborn for that. She pulls me into an unexpected hug. But for what it's worth, you've become like a daughter to me these past months. I'm proud of you. Tears prick my eyes, but I blink them away. No time for emotion now. I need to be focused, cold, calculating. I need to become the very thing Hudson fears most. The hour passes too quickly. Soon I'm standing in the center of the clearing again, facing Hudson across 20 feet of blood-stained ground. He's in his human form, but I can see his wolf just beneath the surface, gold eyes flickering in and out. The elder officiator steps between us. "Last chance to withdraw," she says to me. I shake my head. "Very well." She moves to the edge of the circle. "Begin." Hudson doesn't waste time with posturing. He charges immediately, moving with the speed and power of an alpha wolf even in human form. He closes the distance in seconds, claws extending from his fingertips as he slashes at my throat. But I'm not there. I've already teleported, a short-range jump that Esme taught me, appearing 10 feet to his left. Before he can react, I throw a bolt of pure energy at his back. It hits him hard enough to send him stumbling forward. He whirls, surprise flickering across his face. "So you do have some power," he snarls. "Good. I'd hate for this to be boring." He charges again, but this time I'm ready. I create a shield, and he bounces off it with a grunt of pain. Then I reshape the shield into a spear of hardened air and launch it at him. He dodges, but barely. The spear grazes his shoulder, drawing blood. We circle each other, and I can see him reassessing. I'm not the easy target he expected. I'm fighting smart, using magic to keep distance between us, never letting him get close enough to use his superior physical strength. Clever, Hudson admits. But magic requires concentration. Let's see how you do when you're distracted. He shifts partially, just his head, giving himself a wolf's jaws while keeping his human body. Then he howls, a sound so loud and piercing that even though I can't hear it, I feel it vibrating through my bones. The vibration disrupts my concentration. My shield flickers out, and Hudson seizes the opportunity. He's on me in an instant, claws raking across my arm before I can teleport away. Pain explodes through my shoulder. Blood soaks my sleeve, and I can feel the wound burning. His claws must have been coated with something, poison maybe. I stumble back, and Hudson grins. "Not so confident now, are you, witch?" He's right. My arm is going numb, the poison spreading. I need to end this quickly, before it reaches my heart. I reach into my pouch and grab a handful of wolfsbane powder. When Hudson charges again, I throw it directly at his face. He inhales some of it and immediately starts coughing, his eyes watering. The wolfsbane won't stop him for long, but it buys me precious seconds. I pour all my remaining magic into one spell. The biggest, most dangerous one Esme taught me. Fire. Flames erupt from my hands, engulfing Hudson. He screams, his body burning, and for a moment I think I've won. But then he shifts completely into his wolf form, and the shift somehow extinguishes the flames. His fur is singed, and he's clearly in pain, but he's alive. And now he's a 200-pound wolf with murder in his eyes. He leaps at me, jaws aimed at my throat. I try to teleport again, but the poison has made me sluggish. His teeth sink into my shoulder, right where his claws had already wounded me. The pain is beyond anything I've ever felt. I scream silently, feeling his jaws crush down harder, feeling my blood pouring out. In the crowd, I see Dominic fighting against Marcus and other pack members who are holding him back. He's shifting, trying to break free to save me, but there are too many of them. This is it. I'm going to die. But then something strange happens. As Hudson's teeth sink deeper, as my blood mingles with the wolfsbane already in his system, I feel our connection. Not a mate bond, something else. Something magical. And I realize, blood magic works both ways. Hudson wanted my blood. He's getting it. And with it, he's getting every ounce of my magic directly into his system. I stop fighting. Instead, I grab his wolf head and hold on, letting him bite deeper. And I push. I push all my magic into him through the wound. Fire and ice and lightning and pure chaotic energy. His eyes widen in shock. He tries to let go, but I won't release him. My magic floods his system, overwhelming his wolf, burning through his defenses. Too much magic for one body to contain. He starts convulsing. His jaws finally release me, and he staggers back, shifting uncontrollably between wolf and human, his body unable to decide which form to take. Yield. I sign, though my hands are shaking so badly I can barely form the words. Marcus translates. She says yield, but Hudson is beyond hearing. The magic overload has driven him into a frenzy. He charges again, completely mindless, just a beast acting on instinct. I have one spell left in me. One last defense. I create a spike of pure crystallized magic and brace it in front of me. Hudson impales himself on it. The wolf form dissolves, leaving Hudson in human form, the crystal spike through his chest. He stares at me in shock, blood bubbling from his lips. "Impossible," he whispers. Then he collapses. The elder officiator rushes forward, checking his pulse. After a moment, she looks up and announces, "Alpha Hudson is dead. Luna Maya is victorious." The last thing I see before darkness takes me is Dominic breaking free from the pack and running toward me. Chapter 12. I wake to the familiar sight of the medical wing ceiling. Again. At this rate, Dr. Chin should just give me a permanent room here. I try to sign, but my hands are wrapped in bandages and barely move. Pain shoots through my shoulder with even the slightest motion. A warm hand closes over mine, carefully avoiding my injuries. I turn my head to find Dominic sitting beside my bed, looking exhausted but relieved. His eyes are red-rimmed, and he hasn't shaved in what looks like days. "How long?" I manage to sign clumsily with my bandaged hands. He understands and holds up 4 fingers. 4 days. For days I've been unconscious. For days that Dominic has probably been sitting here, waiting for me to wake up. He reaches for his phone and types, "You almost died. The poison in Hudson's claws combined with the magic overload nearly stopped your heart. Dr. Chun and Esme worked around the clock to save you. But I'm alive," I sign back. "We won." "You won," he corrects. "You killed an alpha in single combat. Do you have any idea how rare that is? How incredible? I want to feel proud, but mostly I just feel tired. Killing Hudson wasn't satisfying. It was necessary, but it left me hollow. What happens now?" I sign. "To Ironwood Pack?" Dominic types. "The elder officiated declared you the victor. By traditional law, that means Silvermoon Pack could absorb Ironwood's territory and resources. But you're not like Hudson. You gave them a choice. Join us willingly or find another alpha to lead them. Most chose to join. The ones who didn't have dispersed to other packs. And Hudson's warriors? The ones who were loyal to him, also given a choice. Some left. Some stayed. Marcus is vetting them carefully, making sure they're not a threat." He pauses, then adds, "You showed mercy when you didn't have to. The pack respects that. They respect you." The door opens, and Lena rushes in. When she sees I'm awake, she bursts into tears and carefully hugs me, mindful of my injuries. "Don't you ever scare me like that again," she signs fiercely when she pulls back. "I thought I lost you. I'm harder to kill than I look." I sign back with a weak smile. "Clearly." She wipes her eyes. "The whole supernatural community is talking about you. A deaf which who killed an alpha in single combat. You're basically a legend now." "Great. That's exactly what I wanted, more attention." Lena laughs, which makes me feel a bit better. If she can laugh, maybe things really are okay. Dr. Chen enters and shoos everyone out so she can examine me. After checking my vitals and changing my bandages, she writes on a notepad, "You're healing well, but it will take time. The shoulder wound was severe. Hudson's teeth nearly reached bone. You'll need physical therapy to regain full use of your arm. How long until I can use magic again?" She hesitates, then writes, "That's more complicated. You depleted your magical reserves completely. Esme says it's like emptying a well. It needs time to refill. A few weeks at minimum, possibly months." The news hits me harder than expected. My magic has become such a core part of my identity. Being without it feels like being powerless all over again. Dr. Chen must see my distress because she adds, "But you will recover. Your magical core is strong. It just needs rest." Over the next week, I focus on physical recovery. The shoulder wound heals slowly, the bite marks leaving scars that I'll carry forever. A permanent reminder of the day I killed an alpha. Dominic barely leaves my side. He helps me with physical therapy, brings me meals, reads to me when I'm too tired to do anything else. At night, he holds me carefully, mindful of my injuries, and I feel safe in his arms. "You don't have to stay with me every second," I sign one afternoon. "The pack needs you." Marcus is handling things, he signs back. "Right now, my mate needs me more." "Chosen mate," I correct automatically. "Does it matter?" He takes my hands gently. "Fated or chosen, you're mine and I'm yours. That's all I care about." He's right. The label doesn't matter. What matters is that we chose each other, kept choosing each other, even when it was hard. "I love you," I sign. "I love you too. More than I have words to express." 2 weeks after the fight, I'm finally strong enough to leave the medical wing. The pack throws an impromptu celebration. Nothing fancy, just pack members gathering to welcome me back. I'm overwhelmed by the warmth of their reception. People who barely acknowledged me months ago now approach to sign greetings or show me notes of thanks. Riley, my young witch student, gives me a handmade card signed by all my magic students. We're so glad you're okay, she signs. Will you keep teaching us? Of course, I sign back. As soon as I'm strong enough. Her face lights up, and she hugs me before running back to her friends. Watching her go, I realize how much has changed. I came to this pack as an invisible omega, rejected and broken. Now I'm Luna, respected, valued. Marcus approaches and signs. There's someone here who wants to see you. She's waiting in your office. Curious, I make my way to the Luna's office. Still strange to think of it as mine. Inside, I find a woman I don't recognize. She's elderly, with silver hair and kind eyes, wearing clothes that mark her as someone of importance. Luna Maya, she greets me, speaking slowly so I can read her lips. I'm Elder Sophia, head of the Regional Pack Council. I've come to discuss your unique situation. I gesture for her to sit, and we settle across from each other. You've caused quite a stir, she continues. A Luna who practices witchcraft, who killed an alpha in single combat using magic. There are those who say you're a threat, that you should be stripped of your title. But there are others who see you as a revolutionary, someone who's proving that the old ways don't always serve us. Which camp are you in? I sign, and she reads the gestures easily. I'm in the let's wait and see camp, she says with a slight smile. But I wanted to meet you personally, to understand who you are and what you intend to do with your power. I intend to use it to protect my pack and help those who want to learn. Nothing more sinister than that. And if other packs object, if they try to stop you, then they'll have to deal with me, I sign firmly. I'm not going to hide what I am or apologize for it. The old laws need updating. The world is changing, and we need to change with it. Elder Sophia studies me for a long moment. You're either very brave or very foolish. I haven't decided which. Can I be both? She laughs at that, a genuine sound of amusement. Perhaps you can. Very well, Luna Maya. I'll report back to the council that you're not the threat some believe you to be. But be warned, not everyone will be as open-minded as I am. There will be challenges ahead. I'm used to challenges. I believe you are. She stands to leave, then pauses. One more thing. There's a young deaf wolf in the Clearwater pack who's been struggling. She feels isolated, different from the other pack members. I've told her Alpha about you, and he's interested in sending her here to learn from you. Would you be willing to mentor her? My heart swells. A deaf wolf who needs guidance, who needs to know she's not alone. Yes, I sign immediately. Send her to me. Elder Sophia nods approvingly. I thought you'd say that. She'll arrive next week. She moves toward the door, then looks back. You're doing something important here, Luna Maya. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. That night, Dominic and I stand on the balcony of our quarters, looking out over pack territory. The moon is full, bathing everything in silver light. What are you thinking about? He signs. How different my life is from a year ago. How I thought I'd lost everything, but really I was just beginning. Any regrets? I think about it honestly. The pain of rejection, the loss of my hearing, the near-death experiences, the burden of being Luna. No, I sign finally, because all of it led me here. To you, to this pack, to becoming someone I'm proud of. I wouldn't change any of it. He pulls me close, careful of my still-healing shoulder, and signs against my back. I don't deserve you. Probably not, I sign with a teasing smile. But you're stuck with me anyway. Forever? Forever, I confirm. He turns me to face him and signs. Then I have something to ask you. Before I can question what he means, he drops to one knee. My heart stops as he pulls out a small velvet box. Inside is a ring. Not flashy or expensive, but perfect. A simple silver band with a moonstone that catches the light. Maya Cortez, he signs with his free hand. You are my chosen mate, my Luna, the love of my life. You've saved me in more ways than I can count. Will you marry me? Will you make this official in every way possible? Tears stream down my face. We're already bonded in every way that matters, as chosen mates, as Alpha and Luna. But this is a promise beyond pack law or supernatural tradition. This is human and vulnerable and absolutely perfect. Yes, I sign, my hands shaking. Yes, 1,000 times yes. He slides the ring onto my finger, then stands and kisses me deeply. I feel his joy, his relief, his love, and I pour all of mine back into him. When we finally break apart, I sign. So when's the wedding? Whenever you want. Tomorrow, next month, next year. I don't care as long as you're mine. Spring, I sign. Let's get married in spring when everything's blooming and new. Spring it is. We stand there together, wrapped in each other's arms, looking out at the territory we'll protect together. At the pack we'll lead together. At the future we'll build together. A year ago, I thought rejection was the end of my story, but it was really just the beginning. 6 months later, the spring festival is in full swing, but this year it's doubled as a wedding celebration. The pack house gardens are decorated with thousands of white flowers, and every pack member is dressed in their finest. I stand in front of a mirror, adjusting my wedding dress for the 100th time. It's simple but elegant. White lace with long sleeves to cover the scars on my shoulder, a flowing skirt that moves like water. Lena bustles around me, fussing with my hair. You look perfect, she signs. Dominic is going to lose his mind when he sees you. I hope so. That's the goal. There's a knock and Esme enters. She's dressed in a deep purple gown, looking more formal than I've ever seen her. Ready to become a married woman? She asks, a rare smile on her weathered face. As ready as I'll ever be. She hands me a small package. A wedding gift. Open it. Inside is a beautiful silver bracelet engraved with protective runes. It will shield you from hostile magic, Esme explains. Consider it insurance. The supernatural world can be dangerous, even for someone as powerful as you. Thank you for everything. You've taught me so much. You're a good student, and an even better person. She pats my hand. Now go marry that alpha of yours before he wears a hole in the floor from pacing. The ceremony is beautiful. Dominic looks devastating in a black suit, and when he sees me walking down the aisle, his face transforms with such pure love that I nearly start crying. We exchange vows in front of the pack, him speaking aloud while also signing, me signing with Lena translating. The vows are traditional but personal, promising to lead together, love together, face whatever comes together. When the officiant pronounces us married, Dominic kisses me like he's been waiting his entire life for this moment. The pack howls their approval. I feel the vibrations through the ground and see the joy on every face. Later, during the reception, I find myself watching everyone dance. Riley is there with my other magic students, now numbering 30 pack members. The deaf wolf elder Sophia sent me, a girl named Hannah, is signing animatedly with Lena, having found a friend and mentor. Former Ironwood pack members mingle with Silvermoon wolves, the barriers between them dissolving. Our alliance with Esme's coven has brought witches to our celebrations, supernatural species mixing in ways that would have been unthinkable a year ago. Dominic comes up behind me and wraps his arms around my waist. What are you thinking about? He signs. How we're changing things. How this, I gesture to the mixed crowd, the acceptance, the joy, is what the future should look like. You did this. You brought everyone together. We did this, I correct. Together. He turns me to face him and signs. Ready for our first dance as a married couple? I can't hear the music. You don't need to. Just follow my lead. He takes my hand and leads me to the dance floor. As we begin to move, I realize he's right. I don't need to hear the music. I can feel it in his movements, in the way he guides me, in the rhythm of our bodies moving together. People join us. Lena with Marcus, Riley with a young warrior she's been crushing on, Hannah with a pack mate who's been teaching her to dance. I look around at the celebration, at the pack that's become my family, at the man who's become my everything. And I realize that being rejected was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it forced me to find my own strength, to discover my magic, to become someone worthy of being chosen, not because of a bond fate gave me, but because of the person I chose to become. The song ends, but Dominic doesn't let me go. I love you, Luna Maya Kane, he signs. My chosen mate, my wife, my partner in everything. I love you too, Alpha Dominic Kane. Always. As we kiss to the cheers of our pack, I feel complete. Not because I'm whole. I lost parts of myself along the way, and I'll carry those scars forever. But because I learned that being whole isn't about being unbroken. It's about taking what you have, even when it's not what you expected, and building something beautiful anyway. This is my second chance, and I'm going to make it count.